Today I'm in the mood to paint these reeds or sedge, I don't know how to call them, on silk. Initially I was planning to just wet the silk with water, but then I changed my mind and decided to introduce color right away. For the background I'm using this flat bristle brush. I have, as always, a minimum of dye colors: magenta, chrome oxide, in simple terms a warm green color, and a touch of yellow. The idea is to paint the background with a sunset in mind, and the borders of earth and sky are fuzzy, indistinct. On the palette I mix the dyes with each other and with water, getting the desired color. And down below, where the earth is, making the color heavier, more material. Now I change the brush to a thinner one and lightly outline the future reeds. It's clear that they will spread out, become much lighter, but these strokes will create the background of the reeds. And this is what the background looks like after drying, and admittedly I don't like it. It's too dull and boring, so I'll paint it over the top a second time. I wet it with water again, and now I'm making the color thicker and more saturated, and the yellow will help me bring the image to life. And again I changed the brush to a larger brush, and I add yellow to the sky color too. And I don't like this sort of hills, so I'm going to even them out. I need the magenta again to do that. And the very edges I think are better to smooth out. And now I'm going to outline the reeds one more time. I'd like them all to have that orientation, as if they were being swayed by the wind. I waited for the second layer of the background to dry. And for the reeds I'm going to use a thinner brush. As you know, I mostly use round synthetic brushes or flat bristle brushes. Look, the color that is more or less visible on the light background is almost lost in the dark background, but it's still there, only less manifested. Then I'll intensify the color where necessary, but for now I'm going to find a way to paint the reeds. With stems there are no problems to paint them, but with reeds flowers, or whatever they are called, with tops, I want to understand how to do it better. It seems to me that the combination of dots and thin strokes quite create the feeling of a reed. You see strokes and dots and voila, that's about right. The reeds further away from me, I paint them lighter. They'll be kind of in the background. Oh, it happens. A drop of water on the silk. I usually dry them thoroughly with a paper towel. There are normally no traces left afterwards. For closer reeds, I mix a darker color. I dry the paintbrush a little on a paper towel so it doesn't spread too fast, too much. And in the same way, I paint the reeds with strokes and dots. In fact, it's time to create the foreground reeds with a darker color. And those reeds that are closer and darker, you can slightly increase in size to make them more active and visible. See, the wet spot is almost gone. Only by the way the dye spreads in this place, you can guess that it was there. As I said earlier, the stems in the lower part, where they are painted on a darker background, need to be shown and made more visible. And these stems are quite a painstaking job. And I'd like there to be some hierarchy within stems. Some of them to be more important and stand out, some of them to form groups. And when the main mass of reeds is painted, you can add a few side ones, paler, so they support the main mass, but don't compete with it in activity and significance. And exactly the same on the other side. And this is what it looks like in the final. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.